What's up, guys? So I have something to tell you. I'm going to be doing my book review tomorrow. It's unlikely that I'm doing it tomorrow, but I had to miss a couple of days on last week, so I'm going to do it again tomorrow. But tomorrow we're not going to be reading this book. We're going to read another book called Be You. Alright? And you should be you. Because you don't need to worry about anyone else. You need to worry about yourself. Don't worry about other people. Worry about yourself. That's what makes you a really good person. Alright? Now we're going to read. Chapter 6 is miracles. During the next few years, more and more people followed Jesus. Often these people were not rich. They did not have a lot of money or a high rank in society, but they believed in Jesus. They believed he could perform miracles. In addition to healing people, Jesus performed other miracles. His very first miracle took place at a wedding, according to the Gospel of John. At first, they were scared. Had they seen ghosts? Had they seen a ghost? Then the man called out to them, "Take heart, it is I. Don't be afraid." It was Jesus. Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." Jesus said, "Come." So Peter left the ship and did what Jesus asked. He began to walk on the water towards Jesus, but Peter felt the wind and the waves and became scared. He was starting to sink when Jesus reached out and caught him. "You have little faith. Why did you doubt?" Jesus said. With that, the wind stopped blowing and the sea was calm. And they returned to the ship. What Jesus meant that was Peter would have kept walking on the water if his belief in Jesus had been stronger. What happened at the sea was considered another miracle during Jesus' life. Many people saw his... Wait, did I skip a page? I just wanted one. Hold on. Aw, man. Hold on, I skipped a page. We're gonna not read this page, though. Jesus said a blessing over the bread and the fish. Then he broke the food into pieces. He gave them to his disciples to pass out to the people. Amazingly, there was enough to feed out all the people in the crowd, until everyone was full. Afterward, the disciples gathered up the leftovers. They filled 12 baskets with what hadn't been eaten. This was another miracle. It was a sign of Jesus and God's power. As all of the people left, Jesus told his disciples to board on a ship. He would meet them on the other side of the sea. According to the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus went by himself up a mountain to pray. Night fell. At sea, the wind began to blow hard. The disciples had trouble steering the ship. As they struggled, they looked out and were shocked to see someone coming towards them. He was walking on water. I guess I'll read again. At first, they were scared. Had they seen ghosts? The man called out to them, "Take heart, it is I. Don't be afraid." It was Jesus. Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come on the water." Jesus said, "Come." So Peter left the ship and did what Jesus asked. He began to walk on the water towards Jesus. But Peter felt the wind and the waves and became scared. He was starting to sink when Jesus reached out and got him. You little faith, why did you doubt? Jesus said. With that, the wind stopped blowing and the sea was calm, and they returned to the ship. What Jesus meant was that Peter would have kept walking on the water if his belief in Jesus had been stronger. What happened at the sea was considered another miracle during Jesus' life. Many people saw us perform miracles, but miracles were just one reason people followed him. Jesus' message of love and the kingdom of God gave them hope too. For hundreds of years, people had heard stories that one day a man would free the Jewish people from their enemies. This person was known as the Messiah or Antoine. That means a person who has been specially chosen by God. The Greek word for anoint is Christos or Christ. That was why Jesus became known as Jesus Christ. Some people thought the Messiah would be a king. Some people thought he would be a priest. Many excited a great war. Jesus was certainly no warrior. His message was the opposite of war and violence. He preached about peace. Still, many people during his time believed he might be the person to free them, at last from the Romans. Chapter 7 is enemies. Owen and hennigars signing off.